All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I'm going to look at two on this one, and I'm going to try to make a secondary crypto video, but I want to take another look at Rivian and Reddit. So I actually did cover both of these, I think last week for sure. Interesting movement on both of them, all right? So Rivian, it wasn't that long ago. It was on this day right here, the 26th of June, where we had that $5 billion Volkswagen deal. But again, for me, breaking lines are more important than big headlines, right? And I think that's a little bit indicative of what happened here. But hey, there was actually another headline today, and when you can start stacking news, that's an easy way to start breaking some lines in my eyes, all right? So excited to talk about this one, and then Reddit. Reddit, it wasn't that long ago. It was basically this one or this one right here. I thought that we were going to make an all-time highs run. That's what I was eyeing, right? This was an important resistance. That was a good candle. Couldn't quite confirm. We're at a place where we've had a couple decent candles over that line. Yesterday was a doji, or sorry, Friday was a doji. So a couple interesting things happening here. Excited to talk about that one as well. So before we do go on any further, though, and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can, please subscribe to this channel. Share this video online with your friends. Comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms. But for real, just being here and giving me your time, oh, I am so grateful for it, all right? So let's get into Rivian. And before I talk about today, we gotta talk again about this big Wednesday the 26th. So it was basically Tuesday after hours when Rivian, well, I guess when Volkswagen Group announced that they were giving $5 billion to Rivian. Look, I'm a regular guy. $5 billion is a crazy number to me, all right? For Volkswagen Group, look, that's just a poker chip, right? And it's one of those things where you need something to validate the news headline being as big as it sounds. For me, it was that 200 moving average. And there were moments during that Tuesday after hours where it actually got close to that 1880 point right there. Ends up coming all the way down to 14. More importantly, comes under the 200 moving average, right? Couple days after, even that Friday, that was a pretty ugly Friday candle, all right? Today was interesting, and we actually saw the news almost the second it dropped, but Rivian accelerates shipments to Amazon in Europe. All right, so those are 3 very big words in that sentence. Accelerates Amazon and Europe. All right, when you're doing things faster than expected, when you're accelerating, hey, that's good. When you're shipping things to someone as big as Amazon, that's next level. When Rivian is still not in the European market, but it's already delivering to Europe, that makes you kind of think something else might get that's a nice little chunk of news right there in a quick little headline, all right? And again, I think we see what could have been a very fast fall down to 1250 actually start to kind of turn into a maybe I can hold this and reattempt the 200 again. We need to get to that and actually break it for me to start thinking things, right? But that's a nice headline right there again, especially when you remember that it's literally what, 3-4 trading days since the even bigger news of that Volkswagen partnership, right? So it really is the same story from the last video. Good headlines are nice. Breaking lines mean just a little bit more to me, all right? I'm definitely loving that the MACD is positive. I'm definitely loving that that green line looks like it wants to keep going up, right? Like it's hungry for more positive. I'm liking the volume. Obviously, that was a better run, don't get me wrong, right? But we've actually had some good volume over the last 6 days. Easy to say over the 4 of the last 6, right? So hopefully what we just did there, we can actually accelerate right there. And hey, maybe this day one is going to be a little bit better than that day one too, right? Again, just kind of making some assumptions. It's important to remember that Wednesday is a half day and Thursday the market is closed. So there are some shorter market dynamics going on. I don't know what else to call it, right? But tomorrow's going to be a pretty heavy day for Rivian. Tomorrow, I actually really want to see that red turn to green. I think my minimum is probably a 1460. I really want to close around 1460. Realistically, I mean, I actually would be pretty happy with 1425. I think that's a decent number, but give me that 1460. Get me over both of these candles. Clearly, if we can get anywhere near or over that 1504, where the oops, I moved the mouse, that was dumb. Where that 200 moving average sits, that's going to be the even bigger number, right? But I think at the minimum loving the back-to-back news, especially given the first one was a Volkswagen 5 billion. That's a big one. This one is, again, a major company in a very significant region of world EV domination, right? I don't know what else to call that. So nice setup. Let's see if it can follow through tomorrow. Let's look at this weekly. Look, this is a nice weekly chart. All right, we have been well under the 8 and the 20, right? It basically lost it right here in October of last year. We tried to get over it, couldn't confirm, and we've just literally been under it for almost that entirety of October till now, right? And last week was a good candle. Not quite the confirmation. It's still very early in the week, obviously. It's a short week, obviously, but hey, let's see if, don't forget this though, right? We've seen that big candle to a couple insignificance and then a fail. We don't want to repeat of that, all right? Even right here, we saw it. Big candle over an important line, couple insignificance, and then it drops pretty bad, right? So we're actually, let me even see if we have a third one of that. You can maybe say this one right there. But yeah, easy to say the last two. That July weekly pop, couple insignificance and drop, and then that December pop, couple insignificance and drop. Let's keep an eye on that. Again, I think the closer we can get to that 14, I was saying 1460, right? That's not a bad candle. If we can basically fill that up, that's not a great after that big one, but that's not too bad. So Rivian, let's see what the short week does and then go from there. I'm seeing it kind of go up after hours. You know, after hours doesn't mean too much to me. If anything, I would say this. I think this can be an interesting money line right here. The open of this Thursday was 1395. I think getting over that, and that's kind of actually where we're sitting after hours. But yeah, I think if you can start breaking into this little candle, that red might make it a quick little green up, and then hopefully we close where we want to close, right? So Rivian, I'm liking the news. I need the two. Let me just zoom out and make sure we all see it, right? That 200 moving average is not a joke. Man, there are too many lines. Let me delete a few of these lines. I don't want to delete those lower ones. I normally delete them all and redraw them, but I think this is going to be the easier thing to do. I think that's just going to be too distracting. We'll draw some more lines once they're appropriate, right? But, I mean, just look at this 200 moving average. We try to get over, can't really run and confirm. It's just, it hasn't been a beautiful line for this stock since it's created, right? So, yeah, I think that's everything here. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Let's talk about Reddit here. And I talked about Reddit not that long ago. It was probably around the 10th, no, probably around the 12th or 13th of June. And what was I looking for? I mean, I'm looking for all-time highs, right? When you have a relatively new stock, there's not a lot of lines to break before you're running without resistances. And then obviously the scarier other side of that coin is there's not a lot of lines below you. So if you start to lose too many, oh, you're heading down, right? But Reddit has been knocking on the door of all-time highs, and that's basically what we're retesting here, all right? So real quickly, hey, if you can subscribe, if you can share, oh, it does wonders with these algorithms, okay? So couple easy things to see. The first one, look, it's not even that big a candle, but this right here, this June 12th candle is pretty much the only big green candle in our little area, right? That's not a candle I like. First off, it's a doji, and then there's literally nothing else, right? So this June 12th closes at 65.90-ish. I like that we closed nicely over that. It wasn't a monster close over that, so I obviously still need a little more, but hey, getting over the biggest candle to the left is always a very important thing, all right? Clearly this one right here is the biggest candle to the left. Obviously you can say that one and that one, but those are a little bit too low, right? So that's why my resistance line is right here. That was the day we got over it. Doji don't count, doji don't count. We have another attempt. I need the confirmation tomorrow, and really tomorrow's confirmation might actually push all-time highs if it does, right? So that's truly the biggest line right there, but I wouldn't draw one right there, right? To me, it's these outline green ones that matter a little bit more. But yeah, if we break this open of, what is that, 67.5, oh man, there's not a lot left, okay? That's a nice positive MACD. That's a nice, super healthy 63 RSI, green over red on both. And as I zoom in, it might start to diverge if things hit. It's interesting to see the volume because look, obviously, if you're a stock that's all the way down here at 40 something and you make a run all the way up here at, like, what number was that, 70 something, you're gonna bring a lot of attention and a lot of volume, all right? As that kind of faded, volume starts to kind of come to a realistic level, and as these first early days of volume start to get drowned by the, like, more normal volume, we come to a place where we're actually getting close, and for the last 4 days, we've actually gotten over that 50-day line twice, all right? So tomorrow needs to follow through. Tomorrow we need at least this much volume, 6.8 million. Look, it's a 7-hour trading day. We're basically dividing 7 by 7. I'm looking for about 1 million shares an hour. If by that second hour we are pushing 2 million, oh man, Reddit can do some real interesting things, all right? So it hasn't been around for that long, so there are only 3 moving averages. We're over all of them. On the weekly, you can see all this thing has been doing is bouncing on the 8 moving average. Still too early. We don't have a MACD. Still too early. We don't have an RSI. Look, this thing has not been around for 14 weeks, right? This is the 8th one right here. 9, 10. Oh, I'm wrong. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Why don't we have the RSI yet? Maybe I need the 5 of them to get, I have no idea. I don't know. I'll figure that out later. Either way, regardless, I don't see it here, right? So I'm seeing a stock that's bouncing on the weekly, on the 8, that's over them all. We just need a little bit more. And yeah, Reddit's in an interesting place, all right? So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Hey, thank you so much.